One, two, three, four.
Good morning, my brothers and sisters, on this, our 101st 101 episode of the Good Morning Guys podcast. Thank you so much for joining us on this fine morning, afternoon, evening, or night as we discuss the game of life amidst the other games we love to watch and to play. I'm one of your hosts, the Brazilian Mountaineer and Transition Ninja, Lucas Ham Swisher. Also with me, the judge, jury, and executioner of fake news and spoilers, and Long John Silver's, of course, Patrick Novacell.
Do we really need to record right now? Because I kind of want to go play some Fall Guys.
You're going to have to take a break, my friend, before you break it. You break the servers again. You've been the issue the past week.
That's me?
That's
Oh,
you.
my bad.
You've been winning too
Sorry.
much, and you break
I'm
it.
sorry.
All right, on his left and my right, the volleyball and beast of the East who can make you laugh in 3 words or less or your money back, Ronnie Johantis.
Hello.
And then our final member of the GMG Quadfecta, he's got music in his heart, Doctor Who on his brain, and La Carreta in his old stomago. The master switch flipper himself, Mark Boo 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 Boucher.
Fresh in the old estomago.
Yes.
Oh.
As is tradition.
As
Yep.
is tradition.
Fantastic. All right, guys, before we jump into what's new news, where we catch up on our personal lives and world, let's get into a little housekeeping, shall we? Where we offer you towels, put mints on your pillow, and also tip you off to the things you need to know. Woo! GMG 100 is in the rearview mirror. We survived it and recovered from the post-live show blues. I didn't know if I'd make it a couple days after. I missed you guys.
It's been a while.
It has.
Quite a while.
It's been a real long time.
It's been over a week.
Yeah. Since I could. Oh, sorry. I changed the key on that one. So it's past us, but it's still with us because we still have 2 shirts to give away, 1 shirt to re-give, and I think the 4th shirt, it's in the mail. We already gave a shirt away to Bernabe Maris, Butter Teeth himself. And we also did give a shirt to Mike Doherty, who gave it back because he's too good for our merch. So
I think
we
it's
need
going to confuse me if you start pronouncing his name right. I'm not going to know you're even.
I know, right? Like, who's that guy?
Who is that?
He's new. He's not.
He's a new guy.
He replaced Barnaby because Barnaby got banned so much, so we had to find a new one. And this one's way cooler. He's got a way cooler name, Bernabe. All right, so we need a backup winner. Ronnie, you're in charge of this one. So
Okay.
who from the comments can we elect to be the backup winner to Mike Doherty that we can send a shirt to?
Oh.
What comments?
You all.
The ones in YouTube.
I have those comments.
Yeah,
right,
it's
by
actually-
Ronnie, I meant Patrick.
Yes. So pick a number between 1 and, what is it? 20-something?
30.
But not,
Wow.
but
At
not
least the
10.
rules are clear.
Between 1
1
and
and
20-something, not 10.
Between 1 and 19, not 10.
17.
17. Ooh, that
Oh.
is Spencer Stapleton.
Ooh, Spencer. Mark, you definitely need to buy him that
Nurturus of
one.
Fortitude himself.
Yeah, Mark
Yeah, you're
owes
welcome,
him a
Spencer.
few. Mark owes him a few T-shirts for all those comments he's made about his dad.
Hey, you can't use the show to repay your debts, Mark.
Yeah,
I can and I will.
it won't work. All right, so let's see. That covers the second shirt. Now we have 2 more shirts that we need to cover.
Wait a
And
minute.
I
There's 3
believe-
shirts total?
No, there's 4 shirts total.
4 shirts.
Yeah, I know, right? Big spenders we are.
How do I get one for free? Is that possible? Can I get in the drawing? I'll leave a
You need to
comment.
talk to Elizabeth.
Nah,
We
no.
know that you already use her credit card, so just go ahead and ask her.
Yeah,
You
that's
just ask your
true.
mom. She pays
Or,
for everything
yeah,
anyways.
ask mommy. Yeah,
I don't even have a
options
job
there.
anymore. I don't have a job. I don't do anything.
It's confession night on the GMG.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, so we need to do a shirt from a random drawing of our current joiners who are a part of our Discord server, and I think that one's Ronnie.
All right, can I pick a number? Or do I have to do like legwork on this?
Oh, no.
Who has the Discord list?
I have the Discord open right now. And I am
Fantastic.
slicing through right now. Just tell me when to stop there, Ronnie, and that's who it is.
There you go, Ronnie.
All right.
Easy. Oh no, it closed. All right.
All right, we're batting a thousand here.
I was not ready.
This
Opened
is
back up.
this is wondrous podcast.
Or am I on a time limit, or do I really get to wait as long as
No, you have all night long.
I mean, yeah. You can
2 hour
2 hours.
time limit.
You're still slicing through it right now?
That's what we were told.
Still slicing
Can I
through.
see
Yep.
Can I see your finger movement? I need to see how fast you're going.
My goodness. This is riveting.
All right, right
Please.
You
now.
like that?
Right
Bad
now.
Gamer
hey.
Elite.
Yeah.
That Lem guy.
Lamb, yay!
Lim Filia. All right.
All right.
There we go.
down.
Congrats, Lim. Please message us on social media of your choice. You already know how to find us, so we'll probably message you actually. So, yeah.
Cool.
You have a sweet GMG shirt coming your way, Lim. Congratulations. All right, the fourth and final way we are giving away a shirt is one of those who have recently rated and reviewed us on their podcast app of choice between Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, and Stitcher. We had a goal of reaching 50 during the live show. We settled for 45 instead, which is nothing to sneeze at. I mean, it's only 5 away. Of course, there are a few people that doubled up, but they shall not be named, and it counts because it's on different platforms, so we're good.
Thank you to everybody who did.
That's right. Feel free to everybody double up. Let's just get to 100 here in the next week or so. But before we choose the winner, here are some of the more recent and freshest reviews that we got from some of our joiners that I'm going to right now. We got one from Ryan Straube. He had this to say on Apple Podcast. Good podcasts. 5 stars. These guys are fun to listen to and don't worry about taking themselves too seriously. You won't be disappointed. Congrats on 100 episodes. Thank you, Ryan Straube, co-host of the Winging It podcast. We love you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. The next one is from Kirby Myers over on Podchaser. 5 stars. I love these guys. Always making me laugh and have a good morning. We're so happy to hear that you get a good laugh and you have a good morning. For sure. Rafael Costa, he said, the best podcast in the internet and the best community you can be a part of. You guys are amazing and should have all the success that you deserve. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you there, Rafa. Also a co-host of another podcast, Loud Nerds, which most of you would not be able to understand, and I'm working on it.
I totally want to understand them.
It's all in Portuguese, and it's like European Portuguese, definitely different than Brazilian Portuguese. So that's been
for
fun.
those tweets that he puts out.
Yeah.
I've been copying and pasting into a Portuguese translator, so I know exactly
Nice.
what
There
he's
you go.
saying.
You should totally then type something and then translate it back and comment on it.
Maybe I should.
You should just take
I'm gonna do that.
extra
I'm doing
step.
that.
You should do that a couple
Me
times.
llamo
Ronnie.
Make
es
fun of you
Patrick.
how horrible it
Yep,
is.
that's
That's
Spanish,
Spanish,
Ronnie. Good
but
job.
Close.
Boom.
Thanks for trying. They're related.
Yeah.
They are a romantic language.
They're cousin languages.
Cousin languages.
Sister.
Kissing cousins. All right.
At least you didn't make it weird.
Well, that's what I was going for. We don't take ourselves seriously. Did you not listen to Kirby? Wait, was it Kirby that said that?
You got it.
I didn't listen.
You got it right.
Who said it? No.
I don't know. I wasn't listening.
Oh, no, that was Ryan Straube. Sorry, Ryan.
Oh,
yeah, I knew it was one of them. Come on. Close enough. All right.
Got it.
Ronnie, pick your favorite color on the American flag.
Blue.
All right. Kirby Myers, congratulations. You have won yourself a shirt, my friend.
All right.
You are good to go. And
Yay!
yes. So just like Lim, you can message us or we'll message you. We'll see. It'll be a race. See who does it first. Actually, if you don't message us within 24 hours of listening to this episode, you lose your rights to the t-shirt. So
And Ronnie gets it.
yeah. And Ronnie
Yep.
will give it to his cat probably.
You have to reach out to Ronnie.
Yeah.
And Ronnie has to let us know that
Personally. On his
If it's
cell
gonna benefit
phone.
me, I will never acknowledge it.
Sorry about your luck, Kirby. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. All right, folks.
Don't reach
remember,
out to me though. I think I'm currently at 9 or 10 notifications on Discord since our live show. I haven't looked. Message me.
yeah,
I am horrible at checking.
fair enough, as Arctic Warlocks would say. All right, folks, remember, you can still rate and review us and help us reach a wider audience and maybe encourage us to do something crazy every 10 reviews or so. I think Pat would still consider shaving his beard for 50 reviews. Maybe if you guys just really go nuts, he'll consider drinking a Long John Silver's milkshake.
I mean,
Do they actually have
I'll eat some
milkshakes?
Long John Silver's, but no, he wants me to like
Grind it all up and
grind it up.
Puree?
And,
I also
into
want
a
you to do
shake.
that.
Exactly. See? Let's get that
I'm
baby
on that
trending.
train.
Let's
Oh,
get it
gross.
trending. That'd be awesome.
Ugh.
I would probably vomit if I had to watch that. I gotta be honest, that sounds horrifying.
You're probably right. But it's still worth, just giving it a toss, see if it sticks.
I will do this, Ronnie. If you do 100 posts over the next week in Discord.
Yeah, that's never gonna happen. That's good.
Literally 100 posts of
Good
hi.
job. You didn't even make. I mean, you could have made it 20, and I still would have never made it. You really made sure.
Oh, man.
Really made sure to end that discussion right there. 100.
Well, guess we'll just have to move on from there. So, as I mentioned earlier, Discord is also a really nice thing. It's a mix between a forum, Twitter, Facebook, a nice personal way to connect and have a friendly, conversations and stuff. And it's moving and grooving. We're always talking about the day-to-day, sharing prayer requests, comparing notes on the latest video games and entertainment, or simply continuing the conversations beyond the show. It's free to join, easy to access on your phone or web browser. So please check it out. There's a link in the show notes and also on our Twitter at the GMG Podcast. We would love to connect with you. Besides that, on the Discord, just one thing I want to mention. It has been, and I guess remind some of you, it's been renovated, it's been revamped. Pat has added a plethora of emojis based off of inside jokes and things we love. More recently, Pat surprised us with some emojis for every channel of the new section called Good Morning Guys Community Cornery. And so, the GMG Community Cornery. I totally jacked that up.
You ever get the feeling that the show, just like at the very beginning, you're like, this is not gonna be clean. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's what
there's-
editing's for.
there's gonna
Not
be a
that
lot.
Patrick
There's
does
gonna
it.
be a lot of. There's gonna be a lot of missteps. It's like right from the very beginning. It's like this is gonna be one of those for sure.
Yep. You just got to roll with the punches. Yeah. So he made those nice emojis, which is really good and marvelous, and we thank him for it. Patrick, you're the man.
Yeah, I thought having their own emojis for their particular channels. I mean, one of our initiatives for this upcoming 100 episodes or so is reaching out and supporting those that support us. So yeah, I thought I'd get back with a small little emoji.
It's perfect. They're glorious, and I'm pretty sure that it's a hit with each and every one of them. Speaking of the GMG Community Cornery, do I have a podcast to share with you this morning? All right, today I wanted to highlight for you folks the illustrious podcast of the Delvin Cox Experience. GMG Joiner, our GMG Joiner Delvin was one of our original supporters when he started up a couple years ago, and also was one of the first guests or podcasts that had us as guests on episode 71 of his flagship podcast. He is definitely a renaissance man in podcasting who tries to unite our cultures through diversity and interviews a weekly guest every week. This past week, he had a very interesting episode that I actually was not initially interested in listening to because the main subject was horror movies. But he insisted that I listen to it. And so I gave it a listen this last week. He interviewed Kira Davis, who's a political analyst. And it surprised me because they talked about at one point, they talked about horror movies and how they intersect with Christianity and how she not only talked about how they intersect with Christianity, but she talked about her faith. She talked about, the qualities of horror movies that, speak to our faith. And it was really interesting. And I was very intrigued. Listened to the whole thing. I didn't get scared one time. And that was good. It gave some very good food for thought. So I definitely want to recommend to you guys to check it out. Do know that sometimes on the Delvin Cox Experience, there is a little bit of, adult language or themes. Delvin does give freedom to his guests to share about themselves very freely. There's nothing real vulgar, just the occasional like dag nabbit or stuff or HE double hockey sticks. Rarely fudge, though. Maybe the occasional donkey word or something like that. Just, to give our joiners a heads up on some of the things you have, don't listen with your kids, is what I'm saying.
Cute.
That's what I'm saying.
That's all I'm trying to
All
say.
I'm trying to
That's
say.
all I'm
Don't
getting
listen
at.
with the chillin'. What's up? Anywho, that's what we got with the GMG Community Cornery. Now let's get in to the good stuff. What is new with you fellers? It has been far too long. How are you doing? And tell us all the reasons why you are doing that way you are doing. Mark, please.
Somebody please go.
Talk. I'm done talking for at least 5 minutes. The floor is yours.
It's actually quite funny to listen to you
Yeah,
talk.
you should go first.
Blah, 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 blah,
Keep
blah,
going.
blah. No, I'm not doing it. I'm taking a
You'll
break.
find your way.
I will.
You'll get it.
The
Well, in
puppy
any
who
case-
lost his way.
Nice.
Those books are so sad.
It's actually been a somewhat busy week for me. Well, I say that. A busy gaming week, I should say, compared to
That
the
sounds
usual.
that has way different connotation
Yes.
than it does when you're just like, I had a busy week.
Yeah. I had to qualify that a little bit.
It's a good call.
But I did, yesterday we actually had a family get-together with my wife's side of the family. They came in from out of town. They're all from like the Greensboro, North Carolina area. It's a couple hours away from us. So they came up to visit to celebrate several birthdays. A lot of the summer birthdays in the family. Several cousins, her grandmother's birthday, her mom's birthday, and my birthday, which is at the end of the month. So we got together and had some good food, had some good hangout time. I got some birthday presents, which is nice. Some money that is going to the old PS5 fund.
Yeah. Now wait,
Nice.
that's early birthday presents, right?
Yep.
That's always nice. Was it a surprise, or were you like getting up in your family's grill and be like, "Hey, my birthday's coming. Where are my gifts and my money? I want it now."
Well, I'm not like that.
Oh,
It's my money and I need it now.
yeah, that's right. Get ahead of the game.
No, I wasn't like that.
Fair enough.
But yeah, they were nice enough to supply said money, which is going again to the PS5 fund, which I am still waiting to pre-order. Really wish they would announce that. But anyway,
They're waiting
So
on
that
Xbox, so really you need to get over there and call up Xbox and be like, "Hey, can you say what price you're going to do so that
I'm
PS5
gonna
can
call them both.
then they can go a little bit lower and really mess with you?"
They're
I'ma
just
call
gonna
them both,
release it.
like, one of y'all needs to go.
No, they're gonna release it. It's in stores now.
Exactly. They're
Now!
going to Dream. Is that Sega Saturn or Dreamcast? I always get mixed up which Sega it was.
I don't
Sega
remember.
Saturn.
Yeah, Saturn. They're going to.
They just Sega Saturn just released it and said it's available.
Yeah, they did it at
It was
E3.
like a super short window.
No wonder that it bombed.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
we got a new. Jeez.
Um,
The PS5. Don't do that.
Yep. So anyway, yep, that was a great time with family, of course. And on the gaming side of things, played several different games. First of all, moved the needle on Ghost of Tsushima tonight.
Nice.
Finally
Woo.
made it to Act 2.
You and me both, brother.
Yeah.
Same day. We got to Act 2. Yeah.
What was hilarious was, like, I texted you, Lucas, and
You
I was
did.
like, hey, so how close am I to Act 2? And then you told me. And I literally walked, like, 5 steps.
Yep,
and,
and
it's
then
like,
it pops up.
Act 2. I was like,
You just-
oh, okay, well, here I am.
You weren't patient enough.
I just didn't know, like, I saw, like, 3 other things going on, and it hadn't popped up yet. I'm like, when is this coming? It's like, right now. I'm like, oh, okay. But, no, I'm still having a lot of fun with the game. It's obviously a lot of fun to play. The story I'm enjoying. I really am noticing the, of course, them being samurai and all that kind of stuff. Like, the emphasis in the dialogue on honor. Like I really, like I just was noticing that, like, you know, we will honor and do this and honorably and you know, we will save Tsushima and like in every amount of dialogue. It's just some little thing I noticed. Like, I don't know, I was just really liking the dialogue with that. But yeah, so I'm still having a lot of fun with that. I played the Avengers beta, which started on Friday night. Which is also pretty fun. I still, and I don't know, the game comes out September 4th, so they must be pretty close to going gold. But I still think there's a little bit of fine tuning in terms of the graphics. They need to work on that.
Now at this point, like less than a month away, can they really fine tune the graphics?
In what way do you mean?
Like the character models. Some of the character models are still kind of weird to me. Like for example, Black Widow, her hair is so weird to me. It just doesn't look right, in my opinion. And just some of the facial expressions and things like that just look off to me. And yeah, you're right. I mean, they probably, at this point, it's kind of point of no return. So I don't think they'll be fine tuning it that much.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'd imagine, given it's mainly an online game, all like 95% at least of their manpower is going to go into the maintaining the online integrity. Like graphics is the last thing now at this point. It's like, guess what? It's
well, I'm not
it is what it is.
Like Last of Us type stuff, but like I don't know. It's always, to me, with the character models, it's always been
maybe
somewhat off.
Maybe you can put a helmet on Black Widow's hair and then you won't have to look at it.
Yeah, there is a skin where her hair is in a ponytail.
There you go.
So just
pop that baby in
one.
a ponytail and you won't have to worry about it.
Yeah,
exactly.
But I mean, I was having a lot of fun with it. You know, obviously it's like a vertical slice of the game, so to give you like a well-rounded taste of what you're going to be playing in the game.
Yeah.
So they jump around a little bit in terms of the campaign and the types of missions you go on and things like that. Though I will say Hulk's animations look great, and I will also say that Hulk is my favorite character to play so far. Out of all the ones you get to play, because you get to play, you know, the core like Captain America, Iron Man, Black Widow, Thor, and Hulk, and then you also get to play as Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel. And to me, between Hulk and Miss Marvel, I think those were my favorites.
I actually went over to my buddy's this weekend, and he was playing that. He was playing the beta when I got there. And
yeah,
the Hulk looks amazing in that game.
Yeah,
like he looks really good. Is that only for PS4 or is that across?
It's cross. There are
so this coming Friday, there's it's a closed beta for Xbox. But the following Friday, what is it, the 24th, I think it is, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It is a open beta, so you can actually get it on Xbox and play it there if you haven't pre-ordered it.
Nice.
So if you wanted to check it out, you could play it. Yeah.
Put that in your calendar, Ronnie. I know you got that planner out ready to go.
I got it ready, man. I got it ready.
And that's for the entire weekend too, so you'll have time.
But the beta's not that long, though, is it? I mean,
yeah, it's just 3 days.
It's not like
No, there's like 3.
No, I mean there's not that many
single player
missions.
missions.
Right? Yeah.
Oh no,
there's like 3 single player missions, and then there's like 12 multiplayer missions. So something like that. But it's the first mission is really really cool because you start out playing as the main characters on like the San Francisco Bridge, where you're battling the enemies.
You mean the
and you're
Golden Gate Bridge?
Like,
who are the enemies? Is it the Chitauri or whatever? Or who is it?
The enemies, I don't know. Taskmaster has something to do with it.
Yeah, it's basically his lackeys at the beginning, but it opens up the story more to a different baddie later that I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, but it's really cool. I mean, you go the first mission lets you try out almost every single Marvel character. So you're playing as Captain America, Iron Man, Thor. Unfortunately, Thor's not available in the multiplayer missions, but in the single player missions, when I was Thor, when I was throwing his hammer, it felt like God of War throwing the axe.
That's good to hear.
And just calling the axe back, it was just, I can't wait to play more as Thor. Because it was really, really fun to play as him.
Is there a co-op storyline for this, or?
Yeah, there's a single player missions, and then there's also co-op missions. In the beta, there weren't any co-op story type missions. It's just like, hey, go in, do this task, and then mission complete.
And none of it's
There's
couch,
no
right?
really
It's all online co-op.
Yeah, it's online. I think
It is all online co-op. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I do wish it had the couch co-op. I wish it had like couch co-op like the
Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah, Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah.
That would be cool. That game
That
was
would
awesome.
be.
Yeah.
But yeah, the one thing I will say is Iron Man. They really need to work on his aiming and things like that, because
It is hard.
that was
It is
wonky
super
as all
hard.
get out.
Yeah, once you're like, once you hit L2, it kind of auto aims a little bit, but then if you want to be more fine, you have to use the right thumbstick to actually get it to where you want it to go.
Yeah.
It is tough, but if you hit like your triangle to get to throw your beams, that is auto aim.
Yep.
But if you want to fine tune that, it is a little tough.
But otherwise, I mean, I had fun with it. The experience that I had was great, and the characters were all pretty much true to form, in terms of their mannerisms and things like that, and any excuse to jump into a superhero game.
Definitely.
And
Here.
finally, on the gaming front, a little game called Fall Guys came out this past week.
What's that?
Never
What's
heard
Fall
of it?
Guys?
Yeah, Patrick's
No.
never heard of that
Never
one.
heard of it. I haven't only been playing it for the past week every single day.
Yeah, we've played with a bunch of people. Like, obviously, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday night or Thursday, something like that.
Yeah, when it was
Tuesday
released?
and Thursday. Yeah, it was Patrick, Lucas, Tim Pollen was there, Ryan Straube was there. I'm trying to think.
Mike
Spencer was there.
Mike Darty popped in. Second
Mike
half.
Doherty. I think we played with Gibby at one point. Patrick and I played with the Infinity Bros today, so that was a lot of fun. But this game is so much fun. It's like my first. It's very light in the terms of a battle royale game. It's very, very simple and not like your conventional battle royale type stuff like Apex or Fortnite.
It's
battle
gunless.
royale.
It's more of a party. It's more of a party game.
Yeah.
With battle royale elements.
It doesn't
Yes.
have any guns. That's the big thing.
Right.
And I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying it.
Jumping, diving, and
Yep.
holding.
Just grabbing,
all you
hugging
do.
people. Yeah, I mean,
There's a trophy to hug someone.
it's
too.
it's really Wipeout mixed with Teletubbies. Like, you just
Yeah.
have these little like that show, not the race car game, but the old show where they would run on obstacle courses and get whacked by large stuff
Yeah.
and knocked
Yep.
in the mud, and
Wipeout.
that's pretty much what it is with
MXC.
Teletubbies. You just got these little cute little. They're less creepy than Teletubbies, so I'll give them that. But it's really
Sure.
it's really fun. And I tell you what, guys, we did that first night, and I was like, well, that was fun. That was a nice little group experience. And the next day, I kid you not, I was like, I really need to play some more because I got to get a win. And I still don't have a win. I've played like 3 or 4 sessions, and I've come within 10th place. Like, I've come within like 3rd place, I think, once. And I just can't. I don't know what it is. I just lack
Yeah,
these skills to get a win.
I don't know what it is for me, but I have figured the game out.
You have.
I have figured
You're
it
the
out.
master. You need to
And-
do a YouTube training. Here's how to play
and-
Fall Guys.
That's what I might do. I might do like a 101 for like
You
each
should, please.
specific level, because I get it. I get the game, And it was like we played on Tuesday night, and we played, I don't know, for a few hours, and then afterwards we were all like, yeah, that was a fun time. And then I was like, yeah, I probably want to play this with a group. And just like you, I'm like, I want to play some more Fall Guys. And I've been playing with both groups and by myself because this game is just so much fun. It's one of those games where it's that one more game. Because each game could last a few minutes, it could last 10 minutes. It's very short. And it's fun. Just like the music, the sounds, the simpleness of the game. Just jump, dive, and hold. That's all you have to do.
Yeah,
it's the only buttons you need. It's fun. It's really fun. I would like for them to have more varied levels and less team games, because the team games are awful. Like with the people that you play against, you don't know who you're playing with, and you could be playing with my son, who's 6 years old.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I've watched.
And they're probably yelling at the screen like, "What are you doing?"
I've watched a few players after I've won and been like, "Oh yeah, that's a little kid." Like they're just awful, just downright awful. My daughter was one of those the other day. I played with her, and you played with us, Patrick, and Tasha and I would swap back and forth. She never got past the first stage, and God bless her, she got like one person away from finishing and qualifying for the next round, and I was so excited for her. And then she just choked. You've seen those videos. You've seen Isaac Alistic's videos of him like coming up to the very edge and then dying, and then other times getting super lucky. Now, Mark, I'm curious to know, how close have you gotten to first place?
I was literally one person away from getting first place.
Yeah.
I've gotten so close so many times and just haven't been able to walk away with a win. Like the one time, like, was it Hexagon? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
It was me and one other guy, and I ended up dropping and losing.
So close.
So yeah, it's fun and it's frustrating at the same time, because I just haven't been able to walk away with a win yet. I'm sure it'll come at some point, but just got to keep working at it. But I mean, it's a lot of fun, and it's very accessible, and very much a party game. And for PS Plus members, it's free right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you have PlayStation and PS Plus, go get it.
Put it in the cart. Buy it, quote unquote, for $0. You don't have to download it. Just buy it, and you'll have it for, until you stop paying PS Plus. But still, it's a good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely. But that has pretty much been my week.
Sweet. Ronnie, since you didn't play Fall Guys this past week, what have you been playing? What have you been up to, buddy? Let's hear it.
Well, couple things. Yesterday, I cut my middle toe too short, and today has just
Why would
been
you
a
do
nightmare.
that? Why would you
What?
cut your toe?
Obviously, I just love to be in pain.
I guess.
So today I've been like limping around. It's like the smallest little injury that like I'm like, I just cannot even walk around today. Like, it's so bad.
Were you? I'm guessing
like,
you were.
Get the wheelchair.
You know. The funny thing is when I cut it, I was like, oh no, that's too short.
Like your toenail? Is that what you're talking about? Your toenail?
Yeah. So okay. I cut it, and then I like pulled off the rest of the toenail, and it just pulled like way too much. Too short.
Yep.
And it like it didn't actually bleed at first until I woke up the next day, and like my toe clearly had bled.
It's like when you rip off a paper towel and it
so it's like
goes
the worst
off of the jagged
worst possible start to the week. Like, you get out of bed, you're like, oh no, it's like limping up to my computer. Like I'll paint you the picture this morning. Like, I get up like maybe 8 o'clock. I got to be logged in by 8:15. I'm like trying to make a cup of coffee. I'm a mess because like after when I get up in the morning, like I look like I've just been beat up. Like, in the mornings, I'm not even a real human being. So I had to stumble up to my desk upstairs on an injured foot. I feel like I should have one of those boots right now that people use. But I'm just trying to be a man about it and man up and get through this.
Sounds like
Hopefully tomorrow will be better. I haven't really played many video games. I don't know if it was last week or the week before. Did I tell you guys that I did finish Dungeons. I actually got all the runes so I could get that last final cow level.
Yeah,
Nice.
You just need to play the tutorial so you can have all the achievements.
I know. I know that it's also driving you guys crazy. Like, just that all I have to
So
do
he's
is play
not
through
going to do it.
Turning into the new Superman.
Only-
that right there. Is how
Only
much
when
I
you talk.
care.
Only when you talk about it. I don't think about it other than the moment you're like, oh yeah, Minecraft Dungeons. I'm like, yeah, never gonna play that tutorial.
Yeah, no, Lucas, you haven't played it yet, have you?
No, I haven't. I'm
See,
going
you guys,
to.
I think you guys
eventually.
would have a really good time with that. Like, your whole family can play that. It is
Yeah.
a really fun game. But on the video game front, I haven't really been playing anything. I like here and there, like a couple times I've picked up and played, but I'm playing like through the Grand Theft Auto story,
Right.
like one last time.
Yep.
And no, it's like it's that weird time. Like Fall Guys is a PlayStation game. I probably would get that if it wasn't.
Oh,
I
man,
don't think it's on
that'd be a
Xbox,
blast.
is it? It's not.
No, it's not.
Not yet. It's on PC though, so you could easily get it.
Yeah, I'll never do that. The problem is I have to sit at my computer all day now, and the last thing I want to do is ever like
100%.
sit. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Yep.
not a computer gamer. Like I don't want to sit here with a keyboard and a mouse and play games. Like I love the controller. Like
Yep.
I love kicking back on the couch with a drink and having the controller in my hands. Like that is video games. I just can't.
Yeah.
I can't do computer games.
Right there with you.
So last the Saturday we had our, I guess it's not last Saturday, the Saturday before when we had our live show. I told you I had people over, and we all had a few drinks. And like later on that night, we had a fire going outside on the fire on my deck. So to give you an idea of what this, I'll go ahead and set this up. So I have a huge deck, and I have a fire pit that like sits on the deck, and we'll have like a small little fire pit and just sit on the deck with a fire. It's really nice, especially like this time of year when it's nice out, like at night.
Mm-hmm.
So it was raining a little bit that day, so we had to basically get the fire burning a little bit hotter so that it would actually go, because there was a little bit of like a drizzling rain. And we're sitting inside, and the fire, like you can see it right out the back window there. And my buddy leans back, he's like, "Is your deck on fire?" And I'm like, "Nah, probably not."
What?
And he looked back in, he's like, "Yep, yeah, that's the deck. That's not the fire pit." So
Oh no!
honestly, I'm surprised it hasn't happened before. Like, it's one of those things. But so we went out, like put out the whole fire, because like my fire pit that I've had for like, man, it's probably been at least 5 years, and it was just one of those like $30 bowl fire pits. So it's like the bottom of it is just disintegrating, like with every fire.
Yeah.
And before, it was kind of nice, actually, because it just automatically drained all the rainwater out, so I never had to worry about it. So the small holes were fine until they became big holes and caught the deck on fire. But ultimately, I only have to replace like 3 deck boards. I mean, it's not, not a horrible... It didn't like just catch the whole huge deck on fire.
Yeah, it could have been worse.
Yeah, it could have been worse. I can go get one, like, I don't know, 10-foot 2x6 and probably cut it into 3 and have it done. So I wasn't too worried about it, honestly. Like, most people would be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe we did this," but I think a while ago I adopted the like, what actually really matters in life to get upset about. I kind of adopted that, like, if you stop and think what actually matters, like, why would you be upset? And it's just a small thing that, whatever. I mean, it'll take an hour for me to fix it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter. But but I did catch my deck on fire, which probably should have happened earlier. And now I have to get another fire pit. But that's really, I mean, I haven't done anything. I haven't done a single thing. So
No
yeah.
volleyball?
I mean, I played volleyball, but, just regular, no tournaments, regular volleyball stuff.
No fire there.
No fires there, then I don't think they would allow it. That'd be cool, though, if they had little fire pits like while we
Oh
were playing
man,
and stuff. That'd be
It'd
awesome.
be like
Little challenge.
yeah, it's like
You know what this needs?
Until
We're
until
good
like
at
the ball
volleyball,
flies
but
in
we
there
need
and immediately pops.
yeah.
I mean,
No, you like
the net's on fire.
just light it all on fire.
oh yeah,
It's like
flaming net. That'd be intense. I'd be all
flaming
about that.
net. That'd be sweet. Nobody
Man,
get up
nobody
on
be
the net.
It's actually
Exactly.
illegal to touch the net, so that'd be a perfect way
Hey.
to call them out.
Well, what about a flaming volleyball?
Yeah,
Just like tossing it back. How awesome! would
Just
that
like
be to
Joey
see
and
a
Chandler.
flaming ball
So
just
let me
going
ask you
back
this
and forth.
question: have you guys? So when I was younger and we would drink too much, we would always play the hot cold game. We'd always find a big stick or a bat, And what you do is you like kick some of the coals out, and you find like a good sized one, right?
Nope.
You could pick up a hot coal as long as you don't hold on to it very long. You just keep tossing it in your hand repeatedly, and you'll never get burned. It's intense. And then you toss it, and you toss it out in front of the guy, and when he hits it with the stick or the bat, it's like a firework went off. It just out into the night. It's awesome.
All of this sounds like a bad
Everybody
idea.
gets
All of it.
everybody starts to be like, no, every time. we
You
start
know,
to do it.
Ronnie, it's not that the hot coal is not burning your skin. It's that the alcohol has dulled your senses. And
No, it's not because I've done it
it
sober.
doesn't. Okay, fair enough. Wow, you're a brave man. If you lived out in like the jungles of the Amazon, you'd be one of them walking on hot coals guy.
Yeah, no, I'm a total like baby about like my feet.
Oh, okay.
I
So
don't
you'd
like
be-
to be barefoot. I don't.
you'd be
I
walking
don't,
on
Yeah,
your
he
hands.
literally just talked about this.
Yeah, I don't like to be barefoot. Like I
Well,
grew up like in
yeah.
the middle of like the country, in the middle of nowhere, like with horses and everything, and I hate having no shoes on.
Mm.
Like you worry about stuff out there, like you don't want to step on like a snake or something horrible.
Well, you may start walking on your hands if your hands are that tough.
Oh,
and
you
can
know what I
handle hot
did
coals.
do is I think I told you a while back. Like my cats always like they'll kill stuff and leave it like on the stairs because that's what cats do when they
That's a
kill
present.
something. Yeah, they leave it to you as a
Yeah.
gift.
Look what I did for you.
One day I was
Sacrificial
walking out.
offering.
One morning I got up and I walked out to feed the cats, and I'm still half asleep, and I stepped on a dead frog that had not been dead for very long. I'm pretty sure it was the most horrifying feeling I've ever felt. It just smashed, man, just under my foot.
I feel like I would have fallen over.
it was like
on
one of
that
those
just
big.
like,
It was like one of those big water frogs that you see in a pond. Like it was a massive frog, man. I stepped
You were-
right on it.
You were barefoot too?
I was completely barefoot.
Ugh.
It was
yeah,
so
right between
bad.
your toes.
Yeah, it was so bad.
gross.
No, actually, I stepped on him with my heel, which is kind of just as horrible.
Oh, yeah,
Just
because you
flat.
added all that pressure.
Just to
and,
feel everything just smash. It was just the worst. It's this gross
Yeah.
frog, man.
Ugh.
So yeah, that's pretty much it for the week.
nice. Patrick, has your
Yes.
son been, tossing any hot coals anywhere, or
Uh,
has
no, he just tosses Kindles.
he been looking up for anything he can buy on Amazon that's really inappropriate?
He buys stuff on Amazon, and I don't know how he does it and how he figures it out, but he does.
I think he knows what he's doing. is the
It's so
funny
easy
thing.
to buy
He's
stuff.
playing
Like,
dumb.
how could you stop
It's
him
like-
from doing it?
It's literally
Dang
a
it.
button that says one click buy.
Yeah.
All you have to do is click.
He's like, "What's this? I want this." Jeez, buddy, and you have
One
to cancel it.
Click. What has he bought recently? I want to know.
He bought some Minecraft like auxiliary app on his Kindle that had nothing to do with Minecraft. It was just like, hey, these are like tips and tricks or blocks that you can. I don't know, man. It was just like, seriously, buddy. It was like $5.99. I'm like, come on. And those digital ones, you can't return. Like you can say
Yeah, that's
that it was
true.
an accident, but they're like, no, sorry. So, whatever. But
He's got a system. He knows what he can get away with.
Yep.
yeah, all he just needs to do is just look at me. I'm like, dang it, you're so cute. I can't do anything about it. Whatever.
So
Yeah,
full
I
of
mean that's yeah. I haven't. I did nothing but play games this past week.
All right.
And Avengers and Fall Guys. That's all I've been doing, and I love Avengers and loving Fall Guys. So yeah, nothing else for me.
All right. Well, that's simple and straight to the point. Fantastic. For me, let's see what has been going on. We watched. We finished Clone Wars season 3. No, we hadn't done that last week when I talked about all the different things we completed. I don't think, but we kind of struggled a little bit getting to the end of Clone Wars. If for some reason you don't want vague general spoilers for Clone Wars, like skip ahead a couple minutes because I'm just going to share a couple things that were like traumatic to my son and connects to Jedi Fallen Order, which I don't think is a big spoiler. But if you're worried about that too, skip ahead 1 or 2 minutes. Anyways, so Dathomir. We all know about Dathomir because we've played Jedi Fallen Order. It's very prominent in Clone Wars, and it shows up a number of times. It had shown up, I think, in season 2 originally, and then here in season 3 that we just finished, it shows up again. And this time they show the Dathomir zombies that come out of those little hanging egg sacs, in Jedi Fallen Order, where you get attacked by the crazy zombie creature ladies. Those showed up, and my son did not appreciate those whatsoever. So we quickly stopped that episode. I got on the old Wikipedia, and I was like, here's the general gist of what happened. Grievous goes in, wipes out most of the Night Sisters. A few of them survive. The end. And we just moved on. We had to move on because, it got like a close-up of the zombie just like screeching and like jaw hanging off and all this stuff. And he just can't handle that stuff. You got to pay attention to what your kid can and can't handle. My daughter, on the other hand, was just like staring like, whoa, a zombie. Like she didn't care. And, from there, there's a return of a red-faced former Sith guy, which is cool. And they have some battles, half robot guy, and it's really fun, really riveting stuff, really exciting, lightsaber battles and all that jazz. So now we're in season 4 and really enjoying it, and it's been good. We're still plugging along, enjoying that old Clone Wars. So besides that, I've also been doing some gaming. We've continued Minecraft. I took a break from building a house since, like I talked about last week, we finished the house. I said, kids, we're just going to go adventuring together. And probably like 30 minutes after that, they were all off on their own, and I was by myself in like a mine shaft, like just feeling like a dwarf from the Seven Dwarfs, and just like dig, 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 dun, 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 like just digging. And I hi ho. Yeah, it wasn't even that fun though. I was just digging for diamonds, which I never found, for like an hour. And so then the next day we played again, and I'm like, yeah, I'm done with this digging. And I decided that I was going to build my own house because the kids, they're already working on their second and third houses on their own. So I'm already feeling left out. I don't have a house of my own. So I decided I'm going to make a replica of my childhood home that got renovated while I was in college. So I'm going to make a replica and have a house of my own in Minecraft. So
I have a question about Minecraft. I never played like just your standard Minecraft. Like, what is the purpose of the game?
Building.
It's just a time killer.
Creating. I don't know that I'd call it a time killer because
you have to do missions, or do you get attacked, or is it just?
You can get attacked, but you can turn it off. Like we turn it off. For us, it's a creation game. So like we're making things. Like my kids are learning architecture. Like they've really made cool houses. Like stuff I'm really impressed with that they created all by themselves without any help.
Let's put it this way, though. There is an end boss.
There is, called The End. The Ender Dragon. He's a dude that you can fight. So.
All right.
So yeah, I guess I did forget about that. There isn't a final boss that you can go and fight, but we haven't found him yet. We haven't even really looked. So, but he's there. So you have some options. You can fight stuff. You can build stuff. I think it's a really cool sandbox game, and it's really simple, and it's really what you make of it. It's really ugly. Like it's not pretty to look at. The animals all look stupid. And they look like they have zero brain cells, but it's still
blocky.
Yeah,
I thought it was really ugly when I was playing Minecraft Dungeons until you get some of the really cool weapons. You're like, yeah, this game's awesome.
Yeah, and that game's much prettier than actual Minecraft, I think. And looking at it, but yeah, so we're still playing that every now and again. They play a lot by themselves. I just let them play while I do other stuff, but I try to join them at least once or twice, a few times a week. And then for me, I started Guacamelee 2, which is just such a gem of a game. A platformer, very much like Dead Cells, but not as punishing. Even though I am playing it on a hard mode, I use the Konami code to unlock hard mode. It has so many either Spanish references or references to other video games, other stories. It's a hilarious game to play. But boy, it's tough sometimes, and they definitely amped it up from Guacamelee 1. Did Patrick or Mark, did you play Guacamelee 1? I don't remember.
Nope.
No,
I tried it. It wasn't for me.
Yeah. No, yeah. I can understand. But man, it's a really fun game. So the big news in gaming for us, the kids and I beat Kingdom Hearts 1. Finally. We finished it.
Nice.
It took
Congratulations.
thank you. It was such a relief. You know, the kids for like the 20th time was like, "Daddy, are we ever going to play Kingdom Hearts?" And I'm like, "You know what? Mindy went back to work this week on Thursday, I think it was. Thursday or Wednesday. She went back to work, and I'm like, you know what? Friday, we're going to have a game day. We're going to play games all day and just hang out and have fun." And one of the things on the list was to play Kingdom Hearts. And we got on there. We wrapped up like a mission we were doing, and then we went to the final boss. And I just destroyed him. Like, I was a big bully and made him cry, and it felt so good. And then the like final cutscenes played, and the credits played, and my daughter was like, "What just happened?" And I was just like, "Kingdom Hearts. That's what just happened. We did it. It doesn't matter what happened." And so I tried to explain to her like kind of some ideas. I mean, it is kind of weird and convoluted and very like JRPG. But when you like take a step back and when you read like extra stuff, it's a little bit of work to really dig through and find the little truths and the nuggets and stuff in there. But it is a really cute story and really good, but it can be very convoluted. But we did it, and we're really happy about it. We also like watched a Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days little cutscene movie of another game that you can't play it, but you can watch the movie, and the kids really enjoyed that. So we watched through that, and then we have one more game in this set of 3 games on the PS3. We're going to play Kingdom Hearts Chains of Memories or something like that. Chain of Memories. Mm-hmm. We're going to play that and see what happens. And if the kids are still interested, then I'll find a way to play Kingdom Hearts 2, and we'll go from there. So, yeah, there you go.
Sweet
So that's
deal.
it. And then, of course, played Fall Guys, which we already talked about, but I have to bring it up because it's the transition to the topic of the show. Fall Guys reminds us of a game show called Wipeout, and which is funny because Wipeout's a game show, like I already said 5 times, and that's the topic of the show. And so we're going to talk about it because that's what we do.
Smooth.
I know, right? Like butter.
They're not even gonna know what hit them.
Like Bernabe butter.
goodness
Butter
gracious.
that's been sitting out for
Yep. It's melting everywhere.
a long time.
That's right, folks. We are talking about game shows. We love them, and that's all we say. We don't hate them. Who hates a game show? What's wrong with you if you hate game shows? You need Jesus. No, I'm just kidding. But
You should be
That
ashamed
went
of
far.
yourself.
yeah, you should be ashamed of yourself if you don't like. I mean, a good game show. You don't have to like all of them, but there's a game show for everybody. Game shows are timeless. Competition. And I think that's why Fall Guys is so good. Like, you know, I know you guys love your Apex and you love your, I don't remember the other ones, Warframe or other battle royales and fighting gun games. Those are not timeless. I'm sorry.
Warframe is not a battle
I
royale.
know.
Just putting out
There's
there.
a W one. Warzone. That's what I was thinking of. Call of Duty. That's a battle royale, right? Warzone.
Yeah.
You're right.
It sure is.
Yeah. So, but like a game like Fall Guys is just like, it's an obstacle course. That's timeless. Like that's been around since the dinosaurs. They were doing obstacle courses all together back in the day when, you know, T-Rex was chasing them and they're like, hey, obstacle course. If you fail, you get eaten. It's the same thing. So game shows are great. They're wonderful. They're varied. They're timeless. We've enjoyed them as children, as teenagers, adults. So let's talk about them. Let's talk about the early days of game shows, the best day of game shows.
No,
Why?
I don't want to talk about
Too
it.
bad.
How about we jump right into a game
No.
right now?
All right.
Okay.
Yes.
Since you insist.
Yes,
All right.
please.
Okay, I don't have a voice for this one, so it's just gonna be
Just
be
go back
Aw.
to Patrick Trebek.
That's nice.
yeah.
Hello.
We are going to play a game, a get to know you game,
Ooh, getting to know
or you should know this because we've talked about it on the podcast before. So I'm gonna ask you questions, and you're gonna have to answer them based off of the answers I got from each of you. So we have 4 categories. We have fears and pet peeves, occupations, entertainment, and it's all relative.
Mm-hmm.
Love
So, Ronnie, I want to pick you, and then you pick a category, and then I will read one for you,
All right.
and then it is up to Lucas or Mark to answer.
All right.
Okay. The category I choose is business ethics.
Okay, we're gonna go with occupations then.
Close enough.
That's the closest. All right. So, question: when Ronnie was in high school, he worked at this video store, and you guys can.
Blockbuster.
I remember him talking about this.
Do they have to answer what is also?
No,
No, this isn't Jeopardy.
they can answer it anyway.
I did.
should.
Is it Hollywood Video?
It is Hollywood
Woo,
Video.
yeah.
Mark on the board with a point.
Good work.
And you get to choose the category.
Hooray!
I'm starting to sound like Patrick Trebek
Yep,
again.
you are.
Hooray
You
for
should,
me!
you should just go right into it because I mean it's just natural.
You get to
was
choose
natural.
a category.
Yeah, I'm Turd Ferguson.
All right, that's entertainment. All right,
Yep.
sounds good.
I'm good with that.
All right. So, Mark was in a play once. What was his role?
Oh man.
He was a tree.
Who did he
He
play?
was a tree.
That is
A
wrong.
rock. A
No.
bird.
Nope.
Plane.
The play was, of course,
Now you're just guessing stuff.
Super.
Death of a Salesman.
He was the Invisible Man.
Think of what he does for a living.
He was a car salesman.
No, I'm sorry. The other part of a
He was a
living.
car.
He was a pastor. A
No,
No.
the other
He was
one.
baby
musician.
Oh, I will take it. He was Jesus.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
All right. Ronnie's on the board with a point. Lucas.
Hi.
Choose a
Oh,
category.
good. I don't have to guess. Tacos.
All right. That sounds like fears and pet peeves to me.
Yes.
All right. This is for Ronnie and Mark. Lucas is afraid of open what?
Conversation.
Yeah, he's afraid of conversation.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Really scared of open conversation.
He's only closed conversation, Lucas.
That's right.
Windows?
To your
Windows. That's why he's got bars on his
can't
windows.
even
That's
open
right.
windows.
That's right. So close. To your credit, I don't think I've ever talked about this on the podcast. So
What? Oh. Wow, this is new information.
That's
This is
right.
brand new information.
brand new information.
Brand spanking new.
Open garbage cans.
No.
No, think of something else than that. I could not think of a hint.
Open wounds. Doesn't like open
Okay,
wounds.
so we're on the right path now.
There's a lot of unknown in this open place. A lot of
Open spaces?
Wide
Open
open
land?
spaces. No.
Wide open space.
I have no idea what this is.
yeah. I don't think they're gonna get it, Patrick.
All right. All right. Then it is
There's
open water.
sharks.
You guys did not get a point.
I am scared of that too. That is terrifying.
It's terrifying.
Ever seen that movie Open Water?
I know what it's
Sure
about.
haven't.
And that's
I'd
why
never
I've
watch
watched
it. Never
Don't-
Never gonna watch
don't
it.
watch it.
No
Nope.
chance.
Nope.
Not even close. All right, Ronnie, back to you.
I don't remember what the
Choose
categories
a
are. though.
category. All right, I'll do. It's all relative then.
All right.
Yes.
All right. How many stepbrothers does Ronnie have?
15.
Nope.
1.
Nope.
2.
Nope.
3.
Nope.
4.
You got it.
Yes.
5 minus 1.
All right. Lucas, you are on the board.
Woo. For
All
every
right.
every one guess of
What?
Mark, I guess 20 times.
There was no rules. I never said you can only answer once.
That's correct.
All right. Mark, choose a category. I think. You
So we did occupations. We did
I like how we have
Oh
to
my
remember
goodness.
what categories we didn't.
I
pick.
will just go down the board then.
That's great.
Yep.
Goodness gracious. There's only 4. All right. Mark was afraid of this when he was little.
Chickens,
No.
monkeys,
Santa Claus.
No.
Easter bunny,
No.
wasps flying into his mouth.
Women.
Oh yes, females,
Nope.
girls.
Stop it.
Stop it.
His mom.
This question just turned into a bashing of Mark.
Pimples.
No.
Clowns.
I was one. Come on now.
Clowns with
Shazam.
pimples. Ooh.
You were a clown?
Electricity.
Yeah.
Almost.
Lightning in his hands.
Oh, lightning. You got it. Lucas.
Got it. Yes.
Got it. Finally. Oh my goodness. His mom.
So
Lightning in my hands. Maybe you should have made this multiple choice, Patrick.
Nope. This is how it rolls.
Okay.
it's funnier this way.
Lucas just turns on the sprinkler of answers. Just
Dude, that's
throwing
what
everything.
it's called.
It's funny when I was a kid, like we went to a science museum and they had like this IMAX show.
Oh, on lightning, it's so
And-
real.
Yeah, it was something like that, or it was like a pre-show noise, and it sounded like thunder and lightning, and it scared the crap out of me. Like I couldn't wait to get out of that room,
Bet.
and I just hated thunder and lightning and just how loud it was.
I was always worried about the
But-
tornadoes when I was a little kid. Like every thunderstorm, I thought there's going to be a tornado for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I had family in Ohio.
I still
When I
think
would
that.
visit them, when I would visit my family in Ohio, I was like, storm's
Yeah.
coming. I think tornado's coming too.
It's like never happened before.
All right. Lucas. Entertainment.
That's
Okay,
not what I
Lucas-
chose. I did
Nope.
not
Open
choose
water.
entertainment.
I chose it for you. Lucas watched this famous Disney movie 4 times
Oh,
in the
gosh.
theater.
That's how you say it.
famous Disney movie 4 times in a year.
You wouldn't know it as a Disney
In the
movie.
theater.
Do we get like an age
It is
range or
famous.
anything?
You wouldn't know it as a Disney
Give
It
us
movie.
a
features,
decade.
it features blue people.
Smurfs?
Yeah, you got it.
That's Disney?
I don't know.
No,
Avatar?
that's not Disney.
There you got it. Avatar.
Hey,
Ronnie
Yeah.
got it. Nice.
I totally forgot that was Disney. I think it's funny how you're like, this Disney movie. It's like Pixar.
Is it Disney?
I don't
Right?
think so. I don't.
I know they
don't
have a
think so.
place at.
Oh man, fake news.
Oh, man.
That's too bad.
That's
I
what
got the
happens
point.
when I come up with a game 5 minutes before the show starts.
Even though you
There
knew
may be
6
some
hours
mistakes.
before, you had 6 hours notice.
Let's just
Yes.
gather
Did I-
ourselves and limp
did
to
I
the
do
finish.
It 6 hours ago? I did not.
No, you did not, Trebek. All right, keep going.
All right. Ronnie, fears and pet peeves. Ronnie is scared to death of these.
Spiders,
No.
frogs under his heels.
Maybe now. Maybe now. That might be a new thing.
I will say I am basically afraid of everything, but I'm afraid of this more.
Snakes.
Yes.
Yes.
Lucas got it on the board with 3
Come
now.
on, Mark, you gotta talk.
I'm not a fan of spitball.
All
Yeah,
right,
Mark.
Like
Mark
hard
is a
to-
thinker. Like he thinks in depth about his answers, and we just shout out as many as we possibly can.
Well, good for
Speaking
you.
of Mark, he's up next, and it's all relative.
Mm-hmm.
Mark has an uncle with a semi-famous name. Name his uncle.
Jesus.
Semi-famous.
That's right.
Not many
Family
people know
reunions
this
with
name.
old Uncle Jesus.
Michael Bolton.
Think of his last name.
Mick Jagger.
Bobby Boucher.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ronnie's
Yes.
tied it up 3 to
Dang
3.
it. Dang it.
And Mark has
Didn't think
one.
of Bobby. Jesus Boucher.
Jesus.
All
Jesus
right,
Boucher.
got-
Jesus. It's Jesus,
let's,
man.
let's stick with it's all relative. Lucas, your
Yeah.
turn.
All right.
Lucas has this many aunts and uncles.
12.
No.
7.
17.
No. Higher.
25.
Higher.
29.
38.
Higher, Ronnie.
31.
Lower, Mark.
30.
Yes. Oh, Mark got it with 30.
By blood.
See,
and,
that sprinkler thing works, Mark. You just got to turn it on.
Yeah.
That took all the energy I had to start spitballing like
All right, it is 3 to 2 now.
By
All right.
blood and marriage. My mom has 9
in
brothers and
marriage.
sisters, and then they all
Whoa.
have
That's a lot.
spouses, and then
Yeah.
those spouses have spouses, and then no, that's not how that works. But
It's only
All
one
right.
family.
yeah,
Are you in Utah? What's going
yeah,
on?
it's Mormons. All right,
We are moving on to Ronnie with entertainment.
all right. Superman,
Name Ronnie's favorite movie.
Superman, Guardians of the
Not
Galaxy,
Superman.
No.
Ant-Man, Spider-Man,
Not Marvel.
Think of a mob movie.
Schindler's List, Mafia,
Goodfellas.
Yes.
Godfather. Dang it.
Mark
Goodfellas,
got
baby.
it with Goodfellas. He
Oh,
is
yeah.
coming back.
Oh,
with
Mark's on
five.
fire right now.
Three-way tie.
3-way tie.
Woo.
Oh man, where's your
Second win.
information?
My information?
yeah.
I put the game together. Sorry.
That's true.
This is a
He's
shame.
Patrick Trebek.
Exactly.
No, he's
Got a
not.
mustache.
All right.
Sitting on a throne of
We're going to
lies.
go to occupations. This is Mark. Mark's first job was at McDonald's. Name his job title.
Fryer,
No.
cooker, cashier,
Uh,
cooker, cashier,
Chef.
cooker,
Cooker?
Cooker.
you
Chef.
Sandwich,
you think
sandwich
they-
Fryer,
assembler.
cook.
I'm looking
Cook.
for a cooker.
cook.
Sandwich assembler.
It was grill cook. I will take cook from you, Lucas. All right, Lucas is on the lead with 4.
Yeah.
All right, Ronnie and Mark, you have a chance.
So
This
nervous.
is Lucas
All right.
in occupations. Lucas was an administrative assistant at this company because the president was not allowed to have a female assistant.
For legal reasons.
He was administrative assistant at this company.
What? They weren't allowed to have a female assistant.
The president was not allowed to have.
Was this like a
female
massage
assistant.
parlor?
YMCA.
Yes, Mark got it with the YMCA.
Thank you, Lucas.
You're welcome.
So it's Lucas and Mark with 4. And that's all I have.
This game sucks.
Ooh.
I do have one more question for you guys.
Tiebreaker.
This is it.
This is for
All right.
everything.
Of course this is it.
This is literally it.
All right. Ronnie considers himself
Winner
a
take all
huge-
here.
Ronnie considers himself a huge blanks blank.
Ladies' man.
No.
Nope. That's not it. I just got lucky this one time.
Huge teddy bear. Teddy's bear. That doesn't sound right. Huge blanks blank. Huge.
Think of my new moniker for the Infinity Bros.
Oh, mom's father. I don't know.
Mom's father. He considered himself a
Mommy's
huge
boy.
Mommy's
Mama's
boy.
boy.
Mark got it.
Mama's
Think about
boy.
Mark got it
Yes.
and won
Yes.
the first ever and maybe last ever game that I put together.
It's not even a name. That's not even a word. Ooh, all right.
The title is pending.
Ooh, pending.
Congratulations,
What a
Mark.
fun
You've
game.
won-
I'm so glad we played
You've won the
pending.
game show game.
Let's
You
play
wa-
a little bit of pending.
Yeah, let's play some pending. Brought to you by Patrick Trebek, posing as Patrick Novosel. All right, so
All
let's
right,
talk
back
about
to you.
let's talk about real games now.
Wait, did you ask me for 5 facts because you knew I would lose and it would be a tiebreaker between the two of them?
No, I got 5 facts from everyone.
That's right.
That makes me feel better. It's just whoever was the loser basically was that fact was coming out. Got it.
100%.
Yep. He said he wanted 5 facts from me, and he gave me 4 categories, and I was
That's
like,
what I thought too. I was like, well,
okay. So I expanded one of the categories. It worked
Everyone
out.
did. Good
All
job,
right.
guys. Well done.
So, all I want to say is that I have to thank my grandparents who are not with us. They're in heaven, but they're the beginnings of why I love game shows. Because when I would hang out with them at their house when I was a little kid, The Price is Right was literally on every day. And I had
yes.
no choice but to watch it. And I fell in love with The Price is Right. Come on down. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And like just,
Yeah, my grandmother used to watch that all
Yeah.
the time.
I loved it.
So
that's
good.
like game show Hall of Fame stuff there, man.
Sometimes I feel like those the items that they were showing were like overpriced. Like
Yeah,
what?
I was horrible at that game. Like
Oh, I was terrible at that too.
Well,
but we were
that's
kids.
$900. What do you mean that's
Yeah.
$2,500?
horrible
There's
as
no
an
way I
adult
would
with
spend that.
$1.
there's nothing
Exactly,
there's nothing
$1.
older
Yeah.
people love more than guessing the price of things. Also,
Oh yeah,
and then complaining
it's
about it.
true.
And it's just amazing how like absolutely ridiculously excited people would get about that game.
Oh, the blooper reels from that show when people get selected and they fall down and stuff. Those are the best. You can't run. You can't run. Just a
And
slow
that show-
trot, if anything, if you have to.
That show is not the same without Rod Roddy. Rod Roddy is the guy that, come on down!
Yeah, that does the.
Who does it now?
Price is Right
I didn't
voice.
know that. Who does
That's
it
a
now?
good question.
I haven't
I
watched
don't know
it.
who does it now.
Yeah.
But
Once
Rod
they,
Roddy passed
Is it
away.
actually like still like regularly on the
Yeah,
show?
Drew
Yeah,
Carey.
Drew Carey
Yeah.
is the host.
Maybe he does a ventriloquist thing and like he like talks to the side with he does the announcing and he does the host.
I love how they kept the set of that
Dual
show
threat.
just straight old school. Like
it's
it's
Yeah.
so cool.
Still looks the same.
It does, yeah. He's even got the same microphone. He's got that long, skinny mic, doesn't he?
Yep.
Yeah,
This long, skinny mic.
it is, man.
That's
It's
a
like,
game show
it's like a
mic,
stick
if I've
with a
ever
mic
seen
on the end of it.
It
Even
never
back
upgraded.
in like the 60s and 70s, how was that practical at all? Like I don't.
It's cool
understand.
though, man. They're holding it like basically at their waist, just like down here.
Yeah.
They don't-
Fingers.
It doubles as a sword. He could
Yeah, it just
defend
makes 'em look
himself.
cool.
And it's a back scratcher. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, gopher grabber. It works for all kinds of stuff.
All of it. Exactly.
You can spin the wheel with that mic.
And I mean, by the time after at least 2-3 episodes, you knew how important it was to spay and neuter your pets. Thanks to Bob Barker. Like
Every single time. Yeah.
every single time, I knew it.
Without
That's the
fail.
first thing I thought when I got our first dog. I was like, well, we got to spay that pet.
Well, you only have to spay or neuter your pet once, not every single time.
I didn't say you do it every
Put your
time.
pets through that. You are off the
Gosh,
show.
that'd be terrible. He said it every single time.
He's got to
and then,
get his shots and he's got to get neutered again.
Oh, we got to go
I
back.
mean,
Barker
even
told
when I
us.
got fish, I was like, well, Bob said I need to spay or neuter these fish. So
Oh,
let's get a little.
that's how your fish died.
Yep, pretty much. I
Oh,
had
no,
no
it
idea what I
happened.
was doing.
Not sure. What am I doing wrong?
What? I don't know. So, yeah, that was probably my earliest memories of game shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you guys have any other game shows you watched when you were kids?
The two game shows, one was Price is Right, and the other one was Press Your Luck.
Yeah.
That was on in the
No
afternoon.
whammies.
No whammies. Hold
The
that
afternoon is-
thought.
Whoa.
Don't say too much. Got a joiner question. Want to sneak a
No
sneak
whammy.
A join?
No
Got to
whammy. Stop.
sneak a joiner comment question, something like that. I just got to find it.
Stalling for time.
If only
I could have talked about it while you were finding it.
If
Nope.
only, yeah, you're
That's
probably
the rule.
right, but I didn't want you to do that. So I would check Facebook, but as Mike Doherty said on Facebook, he said I'm still not checking Facebook, so I'm gonna check it anyways. Mike Doherty said on Facebook, not the whammy, not the whammy, not the whammy. Stop. No idea the name of the show.
Press Your Luck.
So I had to let him
Yes.
know. Press your luck.
You did. But he said, I loved that one as a kid. Yeah, so he mentioned that, brought up that. Just to mention real quick another couple things he mentioned, and then you can continue with Press Your Luck, Patrick. Sorry to interrupt. Also got to mention Legends of the Hidden Temple and Guts on Nickelodeon. Grew up in Orlando. I had a friend in college who used the pickup line, I have a piece of the aggro crag in my apartment, want to see?
What?
He used the pickup line. He didn't actually have a piece of the aggro crag.
Oh, that's. I
I
don't care about the pickup line. That's
He's-
cool if you had it.
That would be cool. Mike
Yeah.
says, I can confirm it worked 0% of the time, but I couldn't keep a straight face 100% of the time. So,
That's
yes,
funny.
looping all the way back,
Nice.
Press Your Luck. Tell us about it. How did you feel
Press
about
your-
that game, Patrick?
Oh, it was the simplest game. It was the simplest game. Just press a button, pretty much. No whammies.
But you have to
And
yell
then you-
stop. Do you think they ever had a contestant that just pressed the button and they had to keep telling them, hey, you need to yell stop? You can't just press the button or it won't work.
There was actually a guy that figured out the actual patterns
Yeah.
of
The algorithm?
of the game and would always end on the like the bonus ones. He actually figured out how to there's actually a set pattern to it, and they actually
Wow.
they actually didn't want to pay him because he got the highest winnings in a single show
Wow.
on that game, and they actually at first didn't want to give him the money.
See, that's how you ruin it for people. You know, there's always that one person that ruins it for everybody.
Yeah.
Yep. It's true.
But they didn't have it in their contract saying like there wasn't like a clause saying you can't do this, so they had to
Right.
pay him the money. I think it was like $110,000.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I would have done it for $110,000. Ruined it for everybody.
Worth it.
Of course you would.
I would have never taken the time to figure out the algorithms, though. Like, that's way above me. I'm
True.
not doing that.
Nerd
That's
alert.
too much.
Yeah.
Nerd. Yeah, for me, I mean, obviously Price is Right was one of them. All those Nickelodeon game shows, like,
Yes.
Double Dare was awesome.
Oh, yes.
Legends of the Hidden Temple. I wanted to be on Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yeah, that was the
so
coolest
bad.
show.
Yeah,
Man.
one of the coolest
Yep.
thing about Legends of the Hidden Temple was like you were like in the game.
Yep.
Like one of
Yeah.
those levels, like I totally wanted to be one of those like green screen games, just like they were.
Yep.
It
There
one
was
of the coolest
actually-
things.
There was actually a show way back in the day. I think they aired reruns when I was growing up, but it was like in the 80s. It was a show called Nick Arcade, where you would actually be in front of like a green screen and you would actually be in an arcade video game. That was actually part of it. I'll have to find a video online and send it to you guys, but it was really cool. It was like old school, like 16-bit graphics. And they had their own like characters that they had created specifically for the in-game world, and it was a lot of fun.
Did you guys ever watch that show Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego on like PBS?
Yes. That is
Oh
on
my
my
God.
list. I love that show.
Oh, I was never good at that, but I just
Yeah.
loved
Bow.
yeah, I was never good at it. 100%. Geography is my worst subject ever. I have no idea where things are.
Ooh.
But I still loved that show.
Made Rockapella famous. But,
Yeah.
And do you guys even know who Rockapella is? I say that.
Is that Rockefeller's brother?
A,
That's
No,
the Rock's
it's-
father.
it's-
a group of singers that sang a cappella.
Yes. That's exactly what it was. That's where they got it from.
They were-
It was a,
they
it
were
was
good.
a doo-wop a cappella group.
Yep.
They did all the music for that show, and that's how they were able to start their own little career. And they've done several albums.
I need
I've
like
actually-
a bumper sound that just says Mark Fact.
Yeah.
Well, I've actually seen them live. I've seen them twice. Because, like I've told on the show before, I was actually in a doo-wop group in high school, and so we were all into that, and they were playing, or I say playing, singing locally. It's really cool to watch them because they, kind of like they're like a precursor to Pentatonics and stuff like that, where they have one guy that is designated as their quote-unquote drummer, who's their beatboxer basically, and they have like several different little microphones attached to his neck so that he can simulate like a full drum kit, which is insane. But anyway, yeah, that game show made them famous somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, all those Nickelodeon game shows, absolutely loved those as a kid.
Oh, yeah. It was my dream to be on Double Dare, just to hit that
Yep.
Nickelodeon train real quick. Double Dare was
Yep.
my dream show to shove my hand up into that nose and pull that booger flag out. Oh, I had dreams about that. Winning,
Yep.
not the boogers.
And my favorite game show, even as a kid, and especially now, is Wheel of Fortune. I absolutely love Wheel of Fortune. I love word games like that.
Yeah.
That's always been my thing. And so anytime Wheel of Fortune was on as a kid, I'd always put it on and try to guess all the puzzles and stuff.
Yeah, man. You are
knowing
not.
my luck if... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, you're not alone. Tim Pollen said on the Discord, Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
He said his grandparents scheduled their dinner around Pat and Vanna every night. Dedication.
Nice. Yep. I didn't need my parents for that. I loved watching that on my own.
Yeah.
If anything, my parents wanted to turn away from it.
Oh, yeah. I've
Yeah.
always been terrible at Wheel of Fortune in terms of guessing the word. I always guess the wrong word and just
Yeah.
totally replace it with a different word that's not even right in the context. On the other hand, my wife is awesome at Wheel of Fortune. She's really good at that. She's really good. Patrick mentioned, we talked about Carmen Sandiego. She knew like so many capitals that could put all of us to shame. Like ridiculous. She was really good at those.
But yeah, those are the ones that stand out for me, at least.
Nice.
You guys ever watch Deal or No Deal?
Yeah, I did.
Yep.
That was never my thing.
I always wanted somebody just to go all the way to the end with whatever case they had.
Yeah.
Just a random, just go all the way to the end with it.
And you got $5. Yeah.
I mean, you're leaving with money.
Woohoo!
It could be
Exactly.
like $1 or a lot of. What was it? 100,000 or what was that big one?
I think it was 100,000.
Yeah, I think so.
I never really liked Howie
Maybe more.
Mandel that much, though.
Yeah.
I thought the show was cool, but I don't know, something about him.
What's one of the interesting things about that game show was they would call the banker. And the banker's just like this silhouette up in the booth. Like,
Yeah.
really, who's this guy? Why
This,
can't I see him?
Just this jerk up here,
Why
the
is this-
shadow jerk.
Yeah, I know. Why is this a mystery? Who is that guy?
I don't know. No, that show was actually. I always thought that was really cool. That one. I also liked Who Wants to Be a Millionaire a lot.
Rest in peace,
yeah.
Regis.
Yeah, I always liked Regis, man. Like I thought that was a great show. Plus, it's like all great information. I think, like for me, the thing about game shows that's awesome is like it's really the one thing that you can do where you can like play along on like the whole way. You know, any other TV shows and stuff like you're just watching, but like all that stuff you could be watching with your family, and the question comes up, and everybody starts talking about it. Like
Yeah.
it's just fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I love trivia games like that. And that's definitely another one on my list.
Yeah.
I remember I had the PC version of that game that I would play all the time. And I remember the first guy who won $1 million. And I remember, I'm sure you guys have seen the clip where it's him and Regis, obviously, and he's on that final question. And I forget what the exact question was. I think it was like, what president was on the 1970s TV show Laugh-In or something like that. And he had all his lifelines, everything, and he had just blown right through it. And he uses his phone a friend, and he calls
Yeah.
his dad, and he's like, hey Dad, I don't need your help. I just want to let you know I won the $1 million.
That was really, really cool.
That was
That was awesome. For sure. And then I love the moments that's the complete opposite, where the guy or gal totally screws up the first question, and they just they say B, final answer, and
I love when they
Regis
phone
is
a
just like,
friend and they have no idea.
yeah, and the friend's useless. It's like, oh, that backfired. Good job making them your
Yeah.
person.
Yeah, one we didn't talk about is Family Feud.
Nope, stop right there, young
Oh,
man. You were
ooh.
jumping ahead. You are just all over the place. All right, listen. Isaac
I didn't know there
Holistic.
was rules.
There's no rules, but I want to include our joiners. I don't want to just
Okay.
skip by them. They
All right,
they
I
have
will-
lots of
Right.
lots of the same ideas that you do. So I want to
Okay.
make sure to include them. Isaac Holistic, he said, Jeopardy has always been one of his favorites. I love trivia games. So that and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire were always up there for me. And then also Rogue Hoffa. He said, currently I really like to watch RKG Keyword Countdown. Anyone?
Nope.
Anyone?
What's that?
Well, I don't
Sounds
know
like
if
a
it
wrestling
counts as a
move.
game. I know, right? I'm going to RKG Keyword Countdown you in the face.
The
Out of
RKG.
nowhere.
You done with Arcade?
It's a YouTube game show. Still counts.
Cool.
But he said, back in the day, I also used to watch Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and we used to do a family competition to see who would win it. I want to know, Hoffa, who won the $1 million in your family, and have they gotten the check yet? That would be interesting to know.
They're just throwing $1 million around to each other like, all right.
Yep. You won the $1 million, Grandpap. It's in the mail.
Monopoly money, but here you go.
Yep, here you go. Yep, for sure. I think that covers the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. So, Patrick, you may continue
I can.
if you want. Or I can bring it up. You know what show that I really liked back in the day? Family Feud.
That wasn't on my list.
Magical. It wasn't? Well, you missed out, man.
No.
It was a magical
No.
thing.
No, the original Family Feud was good, but if you watch the Steve Harvey
Oh
ones,
man,
he
Yep.
is
Oh, he's
amazing.
hilarious.
this one is actually my favorite as well.
Yeah.
With the older one or the one with Steve Harvey?
Oh, Steve Harvey. It's
Steve
hysterical.
Harvey's he's
Come
so
on.
good.
It's
The
the
old
funniest
one-
thing I've ever watched.
But the old one with, I can't remember the guy's name, but he'd kiss all the women on the mouth, regardless of who they
That's
were.
awkward.
I know who you're
It was
talking
so
about. He
weird and
looked,
awkward.
He also looked like the kind of guy that would kiss all the women on the mouth as well.
Oh, totally. He had like all his fingers had gold rings on
He
them.
looked like a
and he was just
mobster.
He did. He looked just like a mobster. It was hilarious.
Oh yeah, but those are the Family Feud. That's one of those timeless games that you can play anywhere.
So I never really watched it before, and like really until Steve Harvey. Like that's when it really like, I guess, kind of like gained some traction for me. But like, it's the funniest. Like, man, Steve Harvey just is the absolute perfect person for that role. Like, when people answer like ridiculously stupid answers and he just like steps back and stares at them, like, you know,
Like,
it's
what
the
is wrong
funniest,
with you?
It's the funniest thing, man, I've ever seen. Like the clips of that show, just like the blooper reels from Family Feud, are some of the funniest videos I've ever seen in my life.
So hilarious.
They are
Like,
I think
awesome.
my favorite.
He
go
drops
ahead.
his hands and he just like stares off into the crowd at other people, and then he like reiterates it back to them. Oh man, it is like you said, it is the funniest thing. All those bloopers,
It really
just
is.
watching
think-
like a 5-minute thing of him, just it's good stuff.
Oh, his reactions
my
are
f-
awesome.
Yeah,
I think my favorite clip from that show, I think if I'm remembering this correctly, it was like there's two guys are up at that like that center podium where they're getting asked the question from, you know, one from each team or whatever.
Oh, like the
Um,
lightning round or whatever?
Yeah, where one guy has to go up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they had two guys up there at the podium, and the question was, he's like, yeah, we surveyed 100 people. What word would you which of the 7 dwarfs names would you use to describe your wife? And both of them
I saw this
were
one.
both of them were like shaking their head like,
Neither of them
Nope.
would answer.
nope.
Refused. Those are smart guys right there.
I think
that was
If
a
I-
real question.
Yeah, if I
Yes.
remember correctly, Steve Harvey just like took the card and just like flung it behind him, like to the next card. Both guys were like, "Nope, no way."
That's perfect. Were their wives also on the? On the
Yeah,
show
it was their
with
whole
them?
family. Both of their wives
Oh,
were on the sides.
No way.
Yeah.
As soon as he read
This
it, they
is gonna be on
both
TV?
both look at
No
each other and
thanks.
shake their heads like, "Nope, not happening today."
That's funny.
Now, I think something that was always funny about that game was every time people would walk up to the buzzer, there was always 2 types of people. There was one who really had a fast mind and would give an immediate answer. Then there were others that I would say I would fit in this category that would hit the button, and then they were clearly thinking of the answer after they hit the button. They were like,
Yeah, they just try to hit the button fast.
chickens. Yeah. And so which one would you guys be? I already know Mark would be I'm going to think about the answer first and then hit the button.
I'd be hitting that button as fast as I could, even if I didn't
I know,
have the
right?
answer.
There with you. Yep.
Yep. Cheating all the way. Just be like, I don't know the answer, but I'm going to hit the button first and then it's going to give me long enough to just make up something.
I love it when the buzzers don't work or it's taking too long and you see them visibly like trying to hit the button.
Oh,
It's
like on Jeopardy?
"Mm."
Oh, and you can hear it.
see
Like
him
you can
clicking
hear it
them?
in the microphone. It's like click, 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 click. Yeah, it's funny. Arctic M77 said, I remember seeing a lot of early 80s game shows, but the one that sticks out to me is this memory. I think I must have been 4th or 5th grade, and I was sick for a few days. I was dropped off at my aunt's house in the morning, where she was sick as well. I remember watching morning TV, half asleep on cold meds, and was handed a small note, pad, and pencil around 11:25. Who handed you that? Anyways, then at 11:30, all of a sudden, the lights, music, and colorful shirts with a crowd going around crazy was on. It was time for Price is Right. We would write down prices of items and play the game, trying to get upstage and everything. That was the first game show, his first game show.
Oh.
And
Nice.
I mean, I know we already talked about it, but man, that is like getting into the game, holding the
Yeah.
notepad and paper. That's dedication.
I was just
right
like
there.
what Ronnie was saying. Just like it's one of those things that you can play along with, and that's really
Yeah.
playing along.
That is for sure playing along.
Cool.
I feel like I'm like that a little bit with Jeopardy. We talked about the buzzers. We talked about, kind of playing along. I will say I totally break the rules. I never say what is, who is, where is, how is.
Yeah.
I don't care. I just say the answer. And I usually do pretty good. And if they didn't have that rule of asking in the form of a question, I could hold my own. But since you have to ask in the form of a question, I would lose terribly and would be negative $10,000. And
Yeah,
Alex,
it was
Alex would kick
for
me off.
us. For us, it was Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy back to back. And I
Yep.
remember watching Wheel of
Oh, yeah.
Fortune and just like yelling out answers, And that was like Jeopardy, not so much. As a kid, I didn't really know how to answer Jeopardy's. I just loved the Daily Double, just coming up and like, yeah. But Wheel of Fortune, yeah, that's one of those games which is it's timeless. Just yelling out with your family. That was a fun time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Before I share a joiner one, this will transition into it. But back in college, I think I had kind of like stopped watching game shows, but my just enjoyment of them was reawakened my freshman year in college because I would go to visit Mindy at the girls' dorm, and being in a Christian school, we couldn't go to the actual dorm rooms, so we would always meet in the lobby, and they had cable TV there, and we would watch the Game Show Network for hours on the nights where we didn't have any money to go anywhere to buy anything. So we would just sit, and I would just be a little, lobby rat with my girlfriend at the time, and we would watch Card Shards. I don't know if you guys ever watched that, where they had these huge playing cards, and you had to pretty much say if it was the next card was going to be higher or lower. Like Mindy and I would get really into that to see if we could win along with them, with the contestants. There was, of course, Press Your Luck, which was a real popular one. Side note, dang it, I wasn't ready for the side note, but I'll get there real fast. Friggin' Nutcase on Discord said, no whammies, and stop. So he's also a fan of the Press Your Luck. And then
Nice.
also someone else who's a fan is Bruce Tradamus. Am I saying that right?
I guess. I don't know where he gets that from.
Bruce Tradamus Boucher. He also said, not the whammy. And then he had a little gif of the little baby dinosaur from Dinosaurs doing a little play on words there. Not the whammy. So yeah, that was cute. But yeah.
That's my brother.
Yeah. What's up, Mark's bro? Hello, I'm Bruce. Okay. So we would watch that, Press Your Luck. We would watch the Newlywed Game. I loved the Newlywed Game, especially watching it with Mindy and seeing if like we actually knew each other's answers, because we would, ask each other the question during the game show and give each other's answers and see if we were close. That was always a fun one. I don't know if you guys have done that with a couples event or a church. We've done it a number of times with the church event, and we can get really competitive with that. We've done like newlywed type of games at I don't know, a potluck or a church.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get into
get
fights,
together.
so we don't play those games.
Yeah.
There's always
Like,
something
it's
you're supposed to
not a good
remember
idea.
that you don't.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I know.
How do you not know this? You're like, well,
Oops. Yeah.
Exactly.
I usually hold my own and remember stuff, and but yeah, really enjoy that. Another thing that I really like, and which you guys know this already, I love game shows, fake game shows on TV shows like Bamboozled. Not a real game show, but I love
It's
it.
the best
It's
game
on-
ever.
on Friends.
This is the best game ever.
Yes, and it's also Tyler Reifenrath's favorite game. The correct answer is Bamboozled. There are no other options. And then he did the little gif of you've been bamboozled. Another Friends game show that's actually a real game, but I can never not separate the two, is when Joey's on the $20,000 pyramid and he's terrible at it, and the guy's talking about something that's white and he's like, a ghost. He keeps saying like a ghost over and over again. Love that. It makes me laugh every time.
Yeah,
It's good stuff.
Good stuff.
And you've played games with people that just totally don't get it, and so you can relate. People like Joey. Let's see. I'm looking. Ryan Straube said, I always seem to like oddball things, and game shows are no exception. Street Smarts was my favorite because it was always hilarious and never took itself seriously. Anybody? Street Smarts?
Nope.
What is Street
Never
Smarts?
heard of it.
Luckily, I watched the video like a good GMG host. So, Ryan, thank you for that video you shared. I watched it, and it's pretty
Excellent.
much...
Apparently, we all suck.
Yep, you do. Too bad for your luck. You pressed your luck, and your luck sucked.
No whammies.
Lots of whammies for you. No, But pretty much the game is you have 3 contestants, and then you have 3 people that got surveyed on the street and asked these random questions. And the 3 contestants have to guess if they gave the right answer to the question or the wrong answer to the question.
Oh my gosh, I remember this one now. I remember that. I
Did
just
you
don't
watch that
remember
one?
the title. Yeah.
Well, the video he showed, one of the street people was definitely a frat boy, and he gave some of the stupidest answers. It was like, one of them was like, "What's the most exotic thing you've seen out of the country?" And he's like, "A hooker."
Wow. Wow.
And it was like, wow, okay, I guess he just said that.
It was a hooker.
Yeah. But it was like totally just it's like it's a game where you judge people based on how they look or how they act. Like, he gives those kind of answers, and then later on they think he's wrong at everything, and he actually gets all the answers right, and they don't win because they don't trust in him. And it's just that it's a pretty funny it seemed like a pretty funny show.
I guess one more thing that I will mention, and I've actually watched both the Japanese and American versions of this game. It is technically a game show. It's an obstacle course game show. It's a little game called Ninja Warrior.
Oh, yeah.
And I absolutely love Ninja Warrior. It was originally in Japan. They had a subtitled version of it. I think they showed it on G4, which is actually coming back next year, which is awesome. But they used to show old episodes of that, but that had some like American announcers, but it was mostly Japanese contestants. And then they adapted it for American Ninja Warrior, and I absolutely love those shows, to watch those guys, try to figure out all those incredible obstacle courses. And, it's a real test of agility and skill and strength.
Yeah. That actually reminds me of an old favorite that I totally had forgotten about. I kind of remembered it in playing Fall Guys, but then I forgot about it again when thinking about what we were going to talk about. American Gladiators.
Oh, yeah.
Nitro and Hurricane and all these huge muscled people, and then they get like John Doe and like normal people to go against them. And man, that was a cool show back in the day.
Oh, dude, the most brutal one was when that guy at the top had that like
the gun
tennis
and he would
ball
shoot
launcher.
him. Yes,
And
shoot
just,
him
like,
in the
shooting
face. That'd be so fun to do
Awesome.
that and just like wail on people with.
I always wanted one of those tennis ball launchers.
Yeah,
So awesome.
or they'd have the huge Q-tip baton things and like just totally slam people in the side of the
Joust.
head. The joust
Yep.
game.
Mhm.
It's so fun.
Q-tips.
Yeah, giant Q-tips. That's the
I can see it.
scientific name for them.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Yep. And then Delvin Cox made this announcement. I think he's announced it before, but we're going to announce it here because it has to do with game shows. He said, "Here is something that may shock you guys. I'm working on a podcast game show as we speak. As soon as I get a chance to record the first episode, I will give you more details. But in short, it's Cultural Jeopardy."
Sweet.
So, very cool. I definitely
Okay.
want to be on that.
I want to
Delvin.
be on it too. I will
And-
not win, but I want to play.
Yeah, no doubt. So we demand to have a Good Morning Guys edition of your Cultural Jeopardy since we gave you free advertising for said game show. Yep. We didn't plan that ahead of time, but we're demanding it. We are holding your game show hostage. No, that guy does so much podcasting that he really means it. When I get time, so probably in 2021, he'll start the podcast.
Yeah, he'll get it.
But he'll get there eventually.
Yep.
All right, folks. Well, that's all for this gamified, gamerific game show discussion. If you'd like to connect with us beyond listening, as I mentioned at the top of the show, follow and chat with us on Twitter at the GMG Podcast or Discord. There's a link on our Twitter profile or in the show notes. If you want to go old school, the goodmorningguys at gmail.com. If you want, you can even call us at 929-GMG Guys. Leave a message, ask a question, and let your voice be heard. Speaking of what should be heard, of course, and as always, Mark, what are the latest song additions to the GMG Music playlist that any and all can hear on Spotify and Apple Music?
Yeah, so our additions to the music playlist this week, of course, are centered around game shows. And there actually are quite a few that mention game shows, but these are the ones I like in particular. Weird Al, as you know, I'm a huge Weird Al fan, and there are several Weird Al songs on
That makes
the
two of us.
playlist. Yeah. And he did a parody of a song from the 80s. It's called Jeopardy. And he called it I Lost on Jeopardy. It's very appropriate, obviously, to what we're talking about. So that'll be our first pick. The second song is Billy Joel's We Didn't Start the Fire, which mentions Wheel of Fortune. And the third pick is the Bare Naked Ladies' It's All Been Done, which mentions The Price is Right. So,
Okay.
I hope you enjoy those, and I hope they help you get your good morning on.
Sweet. Well, besides the weekly GMG music playlist, which we love to listen to, thank you, Mark and Bernabe, we are beginning to pull together the GMJ Video Game Top 100 that we will rank and reveal after some very scientific voting by episode 125. In preparation for that, every week we will each be bringing a game to add to the list. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw out the obvious, Dead Cells, as my first game. Patrick, what would you like to throw in?
Resident Evil 1, the OG one.
OG.
Nice.
All right. Ronnie, how about you?
What are we doing?
Mark, how about you?
The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Nice. I was expecting to hear Apex, but we will
It may
accept.
come up.
It may come up. You're funny. And the race will be who will say it first, Patrick or Mark. We'll never know.
Until you know.
Yep. Ronnie, now you try.
Apex Legends.
I don't believe you.
Well, we can't use it. He took it.
There it is.
All right. Well, that's the first four. We don't need to say why because we've all talked about how much we love the games that we have shared, except for Ronnie, who is a big liar. But you already know that two other people adore that game, and my vote doesn't count because I think it's hot trash. No, I'm just kidding. It's great. But
Get off the show.
yep, you're fired. I am fired. All right. Next week, I am in charge and have no idea what I'm going to be talking about, but so I will get back to you on that one. All righty then. Mark, Pat, and Ronnie J, along with you, our beloved friends, family, and joiners, go get your good morning this week, and may God bless and guide your lives as you live, as you work, and as you game.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Does he always talk to Cisco like a baby?
Yeah. he does.
Baby.
Cisco is good. All dogs are baby.
That's how I'm going to do the intro. Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Good morning.
Good boy. You all are good boys.
It's the 101st episode. Aren't you happy? Happy? It's the Good Morning Guys podcast. I can't wait.